Well, opening thoughts. I mean, the Lakers, James, I'm glad you brought that up. 34 assists, 6 players in double figures. They hit 19 threes. Pretty impressive big game, just the way they're playing basketball when healthy and that ball's moving.
You know, when you work hard to develop team chemistry, and that's something that, you know, Coach Reddick has done along with McMillan and Brooks and the rest of the coaching staff. These guys believe in what they're doing. So when you have a collective guys that believe in what they're doing, you might win a few games without some star players. Obviously, we did lose some, but the way they're playing never stopped. You know, even when they were losing, they were still trying to play with rhythm, move the ball, get other guys. And it's, you know, it's the others that really are starting to emerge. You know, Vanderbilt, you know, Smith, you know, guys like that. Hayes coming back. You saw what the record was without him. So it shows how imperative it is to have those other guys to support the great players that you have. You know, Luka having always an outlet, somewhere to pass. LeBron now doesn't have to, you know, handle the ball as much. He's off ball. And then if you ever get in dire need and desperate, you always have Austin Reeves back there to make sure that things are continuing to run smooth. So collective effort, they're a real team, band of brothers, and they're playing together.
For me, I'm always excited when a player, a point guard or guard, whoever wants to, looks for you. You know, one of the things when you play this game, everybody that was on this team, NBA was a star at one point on their team. They got a lot of shots, they got a lot of touches. And when you get to a certain point like in the NBA, you become what they call a role player, and you don't get to shoot as much. But when you get a player like Luka, like a LeBron, like an AR, it excites you, man, because you get down the floor quicker, you get to your position faster, and you're ready to shoot. And it makes you play better defense. And right now, playing with Luka, playing with LeBron, playing with AR, these guys are excited. You know, they're excited to play the game because they know at the end of the day, they're going to get a shot, no matter who they are or where they are. So that's the most important thing to me, that it makes everybody a part of the group.
And, Brez, how nice is it when you have MVP candidate LeBron James out, Rui out, yes, 2 starters, and you can fill it in with Dorian Finney-Smith and Jordan Goodwin fills that spot, and they hit 7 threes between them, 15 points each. They're a plus 24 between them. That's a nice luxury to have.
Yeah, we talked about pregame. You know, when you're good on the second night of a back-to-back, it shows a couple things, James. You're good. You know, you've got talent, obviously. You got depth. That's what this team has right now. It's so impressive. Here we are, St. Patrick's Day. This team has completely reinvented itself from what it was earlier in the season. Rob, they were struggling on defense. They were not hitting their threes. Now, you know, it's not uncommon for them to hold guys in the low 100s. Yeah, tonight got a little bit away from them, allowing 109 to the Spurs, but, you know, everyone got keyed up with the Vanderbilt exchange. I kind of like that, too, by the way. This team has an enforcer. His name is Jared Vanderbilt. You don't want to go too far and get suspended by, like, hey, Sohan threw the ball at him. He wasn't going to take any of it. He got himself booted. He'll probably be upset about that. That's going to cost him a few grand, but I like the fact that they're tough. This team is hitting threes, they're playing defense, and they're tough.
Who was an enforcer in the writing world during your time, Brez? Were you an enforcer? If someone came in and put their laptop where it was supposed to be, did you knock that thing out of the way? And that was you?
Brad Turner, his email used to be madbt at whatever.
Spacey is tight in there sometimes. Now you guys elbowing around. I used to see you guys in there,
sometimes the camera guy hits you on the head when you're getting in the scrum. You start bleeding a little bit.
Hey, man, that's one less real nice sweater, too, for Vando. But you know what? It's worth it. I mean, Big Game was watching it. You loved it. I mean, listen, the guy's going to throw a ball at you. You know, you can't let him do that in your house.
It wasn't a playoff game. It looks like we had the game in hand. He said a month ago, he says, look, I'm not an initiator, but I'm not going to back down. And we talked about having dogs on our team. You want that going, especially when you get down the stretch in the playoffs, when, you know, teams are trying to take advantage of you physically. You want somebody who's going to step up and say, not today. Just don't get thrown out the game.
Yeah, right. But, man, you really can't do much, Rob. I mean, can we just do the text and then let's move on and keep playing?
You know, it's a famous line. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. And for me, I think that's Vandy. He's going to go out, he's going to play hard, no basketball. And at the end of the day, you know, you know, this is a word we throw around a lot. You can't get punked. You know, if someone throws the ball at you, you know, that's like challenging your manhood.
Yeah.
And so I guarantee the NBA is going to look at it. They're probably not going to find Vandy that much. But you know, it's just one of those things you can't let happen as a player because it'll be a snowball effect where everybody keep trying and all of a sudden you snap, you don't put your hands on someone.
But don't throw guys out for this. This was weak. It's so weak. The double tech. They shouldn't even have to go review that. Just double tech. Let's go.
Yeah, the review is what was
back in the day. They'd be like, cut it out, guys.
Everybody.
I mean, come on, it messes up the game.
There should have been one tech for throwing the ball. Let him call it a day.
You know, Brez, you look at Luka's line, he's 5 for 21 for 7, so you think, oh, it's a poor shooting night for Luka. He had 21, 14, and 9, and was a plus 19, so he did his job out there, and he found a way to get to the free throw line. That's what the best scorers, you know, all-time scorers do, right? If you don't have it going from the field, you're going to get to the free throw line 13 times.
Yeah, you know, Kobe was really good at this. When he was not shooting well, he'd find a way to stay involved in the game. He'd get rebounds. He'd find Powell in the post for easy buckets. You know, the good guys, like you said, do have a way of finding little ways to contribute. And Luka, he's had a couple poor shooting nights at Crypto.com Arena. Just a few weeks ago, he was lamenting to me and a couple of their media guys, I'm not shooting well here. You know, I'm new in this building. I got to figure it out. Well, he did. You know, he's had some really good shoot nights there. Tonight, not one of them, but the 14 assists. I mean, that's a catalyst for so many other ways to score. It was impressive, despite the poor efficiency.
Agreed. Look, the guy, he went to the line 13 times.
A lot of free 13 times.
And the Lakers had 18 total. So he was the bulk of that. So, look, if he's not knocking down shots, he's getting to the line. If he's not doing that, he's distributing the basketball. Luka will find a way to be a contributor of the game. If he has a subpar game, he's still going to be contributing somewhat with his size and his ability. So just having him on the floor is a key. Having the ball in his hands, he's such a great decision maker, make things happen. So we like it.
All right, let's hear from J.J. Redick. He's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media. A lot of Austin Reeves love going around that locker room, but I want to give Jordan Goodwin his flowers. We talked a little bit about him in the pregame show, and, you know, the fact that here the Lakers are in this stretch of tough games, and he's starting. That's how much trust they have in him. Brez, and 15 points, 3 of 6 from 3. Got the 4 rebounds and 3 assists. He's kind of doing it all, but defensively, too. And JJ mentioned this in the Phoenix game. It's not about the scoring for him. If he gives you that, that's extra. But what he does, the toughness he brings,
absolutely,
it's actually really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's still on the two-way contract. It feels like it's only a matter of time before the Lakers find a way to get him to a full contract so he can play in the playoffs. So right now, if you're on a two-way contract, you are not eligible to play in the postseason. And why do they need him on the postseason roster, guys? Look at the excellent guards in the West. We've got Shea, we've got Jamal Murray, we've got Ja Morant. I mean, it seems like all these teams that are right around the Lakers, and, you know, of course, Van Vliet, too. You need another guard to help guard these guys. You already got Gabe Vincent. You know, Vandal can wear these guys out. Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't really guard a lot of guards, but why not add a guy like Jordan, who's playing great defense and hitting threes too, James?
Yeah, I mean, look, this kid is you know, I don't want to say he's an Austin Reeves type, but he reminds me of that type of player that kind of comes out of the G League. You know, he's been around and he's listened to what's needed to be done to stay around. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, man. He doesn't take ill-advised shots. If he gets a fast break and it looks like he could take it, he doesn't take it. He pulls it out. And he's going to make this team, I hope, because he's a gritty player, a good defensive player. The other day against Phoenix, he played Booker one-on-one without any help, forced an extra pass. So he's an up-and-up kind of a player that you want to keep around. He can play. He can really play, and he's really smart on the defensive end is what I like about him.
There's so many players that are trying to make their way into this league in certain ways. And I think he's doing it the proper way. Yeah. You know, you have some guys who come out and try to score. Some guys try to only do defense. He's in the middle. He scores and plays defense. And it's hard to find a guy that can do both. And they kind of a dying breed because nowadays when you look at GMs and who they draft, it's all on potential instead of these guys who hard-nosed guys who've been there and they show you what can do over a period of time. Now I say, let me say, we might be able to turn. Ain't no might with this guy. You know what you get when you put this guy on the court.
Yeah, winning player.